we're our own worst critics, aren't we? We get so caught up in what we think makes us different or weird that we forget to give others a chance to connect with us. Ever do something weird and think, is it just me? Maybe it's a random habit or a thought you never say out loud. It can feel isolating, like no one else would understand. But the truth is, you're not alone. Those weird habits you've been hiding, they're way more common than you think. So let's dive into those so-called strange behaviors and uncover why they're not just normal. They're kind of awesome. Because here's the truth. You're not as alone as you think. But before, let me ask you this. What's one habit or quirk you've always thought was just yours? Write it down. And as we go through this list, you might be surprised how many people can relate. Okay, let's begin. Talking to yourself. Okay, let's get this out the way. Talking to yourself doesn't make you strange. It actually makes you smart. Seriously. Studies such as Quartz, Making Sense of Self-Talk, show that talking out loud can boost your memory, help you solve problems faster, and even keep your emotions in check. So the next time you're muttering to yourself while looking for your keys, just remember, you're not weird. You're a genius in training. And think about it. When you talk to yourself, you're essentially giving your brain a pep talk or walking through a problem step by step. Plus, it's a great way to organize your thoughts when life feels overwhelming. So go ahead and chat with yourself. You're in good company. Feeling drained after socializing. You love your friends, but after hanging out, you're exhausted. Like, seriously, what's wrong with me? Do I not like being with them? Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, socializing takes energy. It's not just you, it's science. Your brain is working overtime to process emotions, read social cues, and keep the conversation flowing. So if you need to recharge after a night out, don't sweat it. It's not weird, it's self-care. And let's be real, socializing isn't just about having fun. It's also about navigating personalities, managing small talk, and sometimes giving your attention to things you would rather not. That's a lot of mental gymnastics. So if you need to cancel plans and spend a night in with your favorite show, don't feel guilty. Your brain and your social battery well, thank you. Have you canceled plans because you just couldn't handle the thought of socializing? Well, don't worry, no judgment here. Let's normalize taking care of our own energy. Imagining worst case scenarios. Ever catch yourself spiraling into a what-if nightmare before a big presentation or a first date? Well, congratulations, your brain is just doing its job. It's called defensive pessimism, and as Narem and Cantor explain it, it's your brain's way of preparing for potential challenges. The key is to balance it out. Prepare for the worst, but don't let it paralyze you. A little overthinking is normal. Just don't let it take over your life. Think of it like this. Your brain is basically running a simulation of all the things that could go wrong, so you're ready for anything. It's like having a built-in safety net. It can sometimes get too overwhelming to handle multiple times per week, and if that's the case, try and talk about those worries with someone. If not your friend, your therapist. Just remember that it's your self-defense, not your self-attacker. Late night existential crisis. Why is it always at 2 a.m. that you start questioning the meaning of life? It's not because you're weird, it's because your brain finally has a moment to breathe. Without the distractions of the day, your mind wanders into deep thoughts and creative ideas. So next time you're up late pondering the universe, maybe embrace it. You're not overthinking, you're just introspective. There's something about the quiet of the night that makes your brain go into overdrive. Maybe it's the lack of noise, or maybe it's just that your guard is down. Either way, those late night thoughts can lead to some of your most creative ideas or profound realizations. Just try not to let them keep you up too late. Sleep is important too. Raise your hand if you've ever gone down a 2 a.m. rabbit hole of thoughts. You know, what's the weirdest thing you've ever Googled during one of those nights? I am not the only one, right? Feeling happy or sad for no reason. 1 minute you're fine, feeling like whatever, and then the next you're crying over a TikTok or laughing at something that's not even funny. Emotions are weird like that. Your brain is constantly processing memories, hormones, and random thoughts, which inadvertently can affect your mood out of seemingly nowhere. Instead of stressing about it, try journaling or reflecting on what's going on in your head. Sometimes your brain is like a browser with too many tabs open. It's processing a million things at once, and your emotions are just the result of all that activity. Maybe you're subconsciously remembering something from years ago, or your hormones are just having a moment. Either way, it's okay to feel things without a clear reason. Just ride the wave and know it'll pass. Chasing perfection. If you can't focus until your room is spotless, you're not alone. But wanting a tidy environment isn't weird. It's actually pretty common. While some people might joke about it being a sign of OCD, true OCD involves and starts with obsession. An article by McClelland talks about how these obsessions show themselves in obsessive thoughts and compulsions, but not just a preference for cleanliness. So go ahead and organize that desk. Your future self will thank you. It's similar if you have like that one tic that you find odd, like chewing gum before a test or constantly tilting your head as you think of a complex solution. You don't have OCD because you engage in tics or have a deep preference for tidiness and perfection. Share with others, and someone I assure you will relate to you. And if you still aren't sure whether you are showing signs of actual OCD, consult with a trained professional. Have any of these points so far resonated with you? Check the comments to see who else is in the same boat as you. We're not alone. Mood swings. Feeling like your emotions are all over the place. Mood swings are totally normal. They can be caused by stress, lack of sleep, or even what you ate for breakfast, or didn't eat. Think about it. Your brain is dealing with a lot every day. Work, relationships, social media, and even the weather can all affect your mood. It's like your emotions are on a pendulum, swinging back and forth as life happens. You might think it weird that you're happy at 1 hour, but the next minute you're rushing with anger or consumed with an immense drowsiness. Still, some days ago, you were very stressed with an important test. And these mood swings could be repercussions of that. The important thing is to recognize when you're in a mood swing and give yourself grace. Sometimes just acknowledging it can help you feel more in control. The key is to pay attention to patterns. If your mood swings last for weeks or months, it might be worth looking into. It's popular to say that having mood swings is bipolar, and you may worry you're experiencing the beginning stages of it. But for the most part, it's just your brain reacting to life. Bipolar disorder is not a condition which can be described as boosts of mood swings in a day-to-day. Rather, these are on a month-to-month type of mood swings. Cut yourself some slack and let yourself experience your emotions. You aren't wrong or weird, they're human. Hiding parts of your life. Ever laughed at a joke you found unfunny, distasteful even, just to not feel isolated? Or maybe you've downplayed your excitement about something you love because you're worried others won't get it. That's called masking, and it's something a lot of us do to avoid judgment or criticism. Here's the thing, everyone masks sometimes. If you're familiar with the term, you might even think you're showing signs of autism. However, for autistic individuals, masking might look like forcing eye contact, copying social cues, or suppressing natural behaviors like stimming to avoid standing out. Masking is part of the things they experience in their day-to-day, but not precisely because masking is what's part of them. Masking can be exhausting. It's like wearing a costume all day, and it can leave you feeling disconnected from who you really are. It's not the healthiest habit, but it's part of being human in a world that doesn't always celebrate our quirks. The key is finding spaces where you can be your authentic self. You're not weird for trying to fit in. You're just human. Here's the bottom line. The things that make you feel weird are probably the same things that make you relatable. We all have quirks, habits, and moments that make us feel like we're the odd one out. But the truth is, you're not alone. You might even worry that those odd parts of you are signs of something major, a symptom of a deeper problem. But worry not. Talk about it. So the next time you catch yourself talking to yourself or overthinking at 2 a.m., remember it's not weird. It's just part of being you.